Good day, everybody. Good day, and welcome to Morning Sip with Rev Melissa. And I am Rev Melissa. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone is doing well on this Friday. And in New York, it's warm. It's like 50 degrees. It's bizarre. December 11th and experiencing 50-degree weather. So wherever you are, I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining me live today. Yesterday I was on early and I missed y'all so much, and Facebook was acting weird. Like I couldn't see anything. I couldn't see any comments. It was just the most bizarre thing. But it looks like it's working today like it's supposed to, because I see you, Al. I see you, Vanessa and Nan and Patricia. So welcome, 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 my congregation of joy. Yes, yes, yes. So as you join in, you know, today we are wrapping up. We're wrapping up the Shadow series. So welcome. Welcome to Morning Sip with Rev Melissa. I am Rev Melissa, and I am an ordained interfaith minister. I am a licensed religious science practitioner, and I am a certified life coach. I was getting ready to say, and I am an ordained life coach. I guess I'm that too, right? Why not? So I say that is my ministry of joy. That is my ministry of joys. I use those three areas, those three professions, because they are professions, to support people in living life in joy, connected to your yes, connected to your yes, 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 yes. So let's get into it. We are wrapping up our Shadow series, and it's been good, y'all. It's been good. I hope it's been good for you. I hope that you've been paying attention to when your shadow pops up, right? Your shadow pops up to draw your attention to something that you need to pay attention to. Yes? So we're going to wrap it up, and I just want to do a quick recap, right? So Carl Jung believed that we need to fully see this dark side of ourselves if we are to be fully integrated, right? So don't beat up your shadow. Don't make your shadow wrong. Don't judge your shadow. Your shadow is seeking integration. So we could be full. We could experience the fullness of who we are, because we are full. We are full. We are whole. Yes? And so Parker Palmer would call it the hidden wholeness. So that shadow part of us sometimes is hidden, but it doesn't mean that it ain't whole. So the work is in the integration and in the wholeness, right? So, you know, just think about it as being left out. You know, sometimes when I know I have had this experience growing up, and somebody would start saying like, okay, let's play this game that needs teams, right? And you're always standing there like, oh, please pick me. Please pick me. You want to get picked. And please don't let me get picked last. Oh my God, that was the worst thing, to get picked last, to be the only one standing there and then feeling like you just getting picked because, you know, they got to pick you now because you're the last one, right? Remember that feeling? Don't have your shadow feeling that way. When your shadow presents itself, embrace it. Embrace it, because there is information there, right? And it's just seeking to get picked and not to get picked last. Pick it first and integrate it into who you are. Yes, it's a horrible feeling. So your shadow, right? They say it's the dark side. They say it's the unacceptable attribute of who we are. Yes, it's all of that. And it's also seeking expression in a healthy way, right? And so we can integrate our shadow in an intelligent way. Yes? All right. So I'm just going to recap the 5 shadow archetypes that I shared with you earlier in the week. So I'm not going to go into each one like I did when I first shared it. If you missed that, just go back to, I think it was on Tuesday, I shared the 5 archetypes of the shadow. And like I said, this is a sip, y'all. This is just a sip. This is like a huge, huge subject matter. And I'm just giving you a sip of it. So, the five archetypes of the shadow. The shadow of insecurity about identity and worth, right? Self-worth and self-identity. I am not worthy, right? I am not worthy. That's a big one for a lot of us, right? So the shadow of insecurity about identity and worth. Shadow 2, the shadow of the belief that the universe is a battleground and is hostile, right? I'm ready to fight. I'm ready. Number 3, the shadow of fear, which is also the shadow of success, the fear of success, right? So the shadow of fear. Number 4, the shadow of the paradox of the denial of death, right? And that's that shadow that's like doing CPR on stuff that need to be just pronounce it dead. What time of death? What is the time of death? That is the shadow of the paradox of the denial of death. You try to resuscitate stuff that is already gone. And shadow 5, the shadow of functional atheism. And I shared my story about my shadow, right? And it's that shadow that is my way or the highway. It's that over responsibility shadow that's not good for anybody, right? So those are the 5 shadow archetypes. And I know you've been spending some time thinking about it. Which one do I most identify with? Which one do I experience, right? And I share that, you can have more than one at the same time, but there's usually a dominant one. And they can change over the course of your lifetime. Yes? And then I share the 5 shadow tools yesterday. I shared the 5 shadow tools yesterday. So if you missed that because I came on early, the replay is there. So just check out the recording. And I'm going to go through those quickly also. So number 1, accept and acknowledge your shadow exists. Accept and acknowledge your shadow exists. Everyone has a shadow. If you are a human being, you have a shadow. And if you think you don't have a shadow, if you say, Rev Melissa, I don't have a shadow, guess what? That's your shadow. That's your shadow right there. All right. Number 2, do your inner work. Do your work. Do your work. Do your work. Number 3, identify your shadow. And if you need support in doing so, get support. See a therapist, see a licensed practitioner, but get support. If you are just like struggling, but your shadow is running the show more than it needs to be running the show, get some support. Get some professional support. Number 4, take inventory of your territory. Who are you hanging out with? What other shadows are you hanging out with? We got a shadow posse, right? We got a shadow posse. So take inventory of your territory and see who you are surrounding yourself with. And if you are surrounding yourself with shadows, right? You want to make sure that those shadows are doing their work too. So the people that you are surrounding yourself with are doing their work too. You're not hanging out with people who are just projecting their shadows all over the place and just walking away like they didn't do nothing, right? So take inventory of your territory. And then number 5, feel your feelings and fear not. Feel your feelings and fear not, right? So I say this often, we have feelings, feel your feelings, whatever those feelings are, feel it. But your feelings are not who you are. So you would never say, I hope you would never say, I am fear. No, you're not. No, you're not. You feel fear, but that is not who you are. Yes? That is not who you are. So that's number 5. So those are the 5 shadow tools. You want more details about it, please check out yesterday's SIP. All right, so that was a quick recap, and I said I was going to spend some time answering questions today. So I checked to see if anyone else had any questions, and I didn't see any in the comments. So I'm going to address the question that Patricia raised the other day. And her question was, how can one tell the difference between the projection of your shadow and an intuitive feeling about someone? That is such a great question, Patricia. And you can clearly tell the difference between your shadow and your intuition. They are nothing alike at all. At all. Remember our intuition, right? We talked about intuition in one of our series, right? And the intuition is me knowing myself. Intuition is me knowing spirit as me. That's what I said. Intuition is spirit knowing. Intuition is me knowing spirit as me, right? So what does that mean? Intuition is your inner knowing, right? Intuition is like the voice of God. Yes? Intuition is loving, it's guiding, right? Your shadow usually does not have a loving voice. It's not going to sound loving. It's not going to sound like that small, sweet, quiet whisper in your ear, right? So there's a big difference between the feeling tone of your intuition and your shadow. Your shadow usually sounds like judging. Your shadow is usually critical of yourself or others. Your shadow is usually feeling fear. Your shadow is usually like, oh, they're coming for me. They're coming for me, right? So if you're feeling that kind of energy, right, about somebody, you are projecting your shadow on them. You are projecting onto them. It is not your intuition. It is not your intuition. So it's important to be able to discern. That's the word I'm looking for. It's important to be able to discern who is running the show, right? Am I being guided from the universe, or am I being guided from my shadow? Very different. Very, very different. So I hope that answers the question. Yes, thank you, Patricia. She said she got it. Now, I don't think the universe is hostile, but more like it's spiteful or just doesn't care. Oh, Nan. Wow. So yes, beloved, the universe is love. The universe is love. The universe does not have the quality of spitefulness, right? Spitefulness is a human quality. It's a human quality. So we remember, right, we're spiritual beings having a human experience. So if you're having the experience of spitefulness, that experience is not coming from the universe, right? Because we are created beings. So we have to sit down, right? We got to sit down and really look at this, right? What am I thinking? What are my patterns of thinking? Is my pattern of thinking that the universe is spiteful? Is my pattern of thinking that things are always happening to me, right? So we need to look at that. What is our level of consciousness that we are projecting? Because we are projecting something, right? And we could project love, right? We could project love just as we project our shadow, right? We could project love. So we want to look at that, right? A lot of times when we are in our shadow, we are in the victim consciousness stage. We are in the victim consciousness stage. We feel like things are happening to us. Things are always happening to me. Nothing ever works out for me. You know, we're in that conversation, right? And so the invitation, right, is to take that inner journey within and see what that is about. Because there is a core belief there that is running in the subconscious mind. Yes? That we need to raise up and put into the light, take it out of the dark and put it into the light so that we can see with clear eyes. Yes? The universe is not spiteful. The universe is love. God is love. Source is love. Light is love. You are love. We are love. And we got some stuff we got to work on. And we have some stuff we have to work on. So let's shift that belief, that very limiting belief. Because if we have a belief running that the universe is spiteful, we are living in limitation. And not much can come through. Not the energy of spitefulness is dense. It's very dense. Hold on. If the universe was spiteful, nothing could come through. Nothing could come through. We probably wouldn't even be here because it would be too dense. Nothing no light could come through, right? So the universe isn't spiteful. This is the universe. It's open, right? It's open. Yes, yes. Great question, Nan. Great question. I love it. So if there are any other questions, you could throw them up real quick before I close us out of the shadow series. Yes. All right. I don't see any other questions, y'all. So remember, I love Jacob Lieberman said, what we call our shadow is nothing more than an aspect of our nature waiting to be embraced and reclaimed. It's nothing more than an aspect of our nature waiting to be embraced and reclaimed. Just like that little girl who was waiting to get picked for the team, right? Just reclaimed and embraced. Yes? So we see the shadow as an opportunity for us to fully integrate, right? To welcome that which is the truth of who we are. The truth of who we are. And the truth is that we're whole, we are divine, we are complete. We are complete. But in this human experience, sometimes we experience the fragmentation of ourselves. And what do we need to do? We need to gather ourselves. Go get yourself. Go get yourself. Go get yourself. And use those shadow tools. Use those shadow tools so you can shine the light more brightly, more clearly in your life, especially in your life. Because we're here to be of service, yes? We are here to share our divine gifts that only you have, that only I have, that only we have. Our divine gifts are needed in the world. Yes? All right. So, in closing of the Shadow series, this is the closing from the sermon that I gave on Sunday that sparked this whole shadow series this week. And I said, unless we do our conscious work, the shadow is almost always projecting. It is neatly laid on someone or something else, so we do not have to take responsibility for it. We are each responsible for owning our shadow. Owning one's own shadow is to reach a holy place, an inner center not attainable in any other way. And that last sentence is from the book that I have shared, Owning Your Own Shadow by Robert A. Johnson. So we have to do our work. Do our work, be kind and gentle with yourself and with the aspects of yourself that are seeking integration. All right? All right, y'all. So just to recap some resources, this book is wonderful, Owning Your Own Shadow by Robert A. Johnson. Let Your Life Speak by Parker Palmer, one of my favorite books. Let Your Life Speak by Parker Palmer. And any Carl Jung book, any of his books, just get anyone and you will get more information about shadow. All right, because this was a sip. All right, y'all. So that wraps up our shadow series. I hope it was good for you, because y'all know it was good for me. Yes, yes, yes. You know, let me tell y'all what's going to happen. If it hasn't happened already, you are going to be so aware of your shadow. Oh my goodness. Because this whole week, I've been so aware of mine. I have been so aware of mine. I said, I see you. I see you. Okay, come on now. Come on now. Let me go sit you down and have a conversation so we can integrate, so we could be about that joy life. Yes? All right. All right. So the last thing I want to just talk about for a minute is your stories. Where are y'all? Have y'all done your mapping? Y'all thought I forgot? Oh, y'all need to know Rev Melissa better than that. Did you do your mapping of your quality and your story about what you want? Where are you? Where are you with it? You got your quality. You identify what you wanted. You created your I am map, right? You did your heart with the I am in the middle, and then pulled out aspects of your story, right? And you're giving aspects of your story energy throughout the day. And you're reading your story every day, morning and night, so that you can really embrace and embody it. Yes? And give it that feeling tone of your quality. Yes? You're doing that? All right, y'all. I haven't forgotten. We're going to talk about it again next week. So if you haven't done it, all good. Do your work over the weekend, right? I still didn't finish my vision picture. That's okay, Nan. Just do a little bit at a time. Just do a little bit at a time. Because what you don't want, hold on. You want to approach this work as your quality. So you don't want to approach it from a place of feeling stress, right? Oh, I got to get this done. And you don't want to approach it from that place, right? You want to approach it from the quality that you are. You want to be in a place that is centering. Yes? All right. I've started on a post-it. All right now, Vanessa. Just get started. Just get started. That's all. That's all. All right. You're doing good. You're doing good. So we are living life in joy, working on our stories, mapping them out, giving them energy every day, being the feeling tone, yes, and integrating our shadow, right? We're doing all that because we're living life in joy, because we are connecting to our yes. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. All right, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for some joy news. It's time for some joy news. So tonight, y'all, it is like, it is hot. It is hot. It is hot. Oh, I'm so warm right now. Oh, my next door neighbor, Miss Freeman, isn't it warm? Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. It is so beautiful. We got to get outside today, Miss Freeman. We got to get outside. So tonight, y'all, it is Holiday Blues. So it is a workshop that is being produced by the Zetas, Zeta Phi Beta sorority, and I am just so thrilled to be a part of this wonderful event about holiday blues, how you can support yourself if you're not feeling so merry, right? Not everybody feels merry during the holiday season. For a lot of folks, it stirs up a lot of sadness, a lot of anger even, a lot of fear, a lot of depression. So wherever you are, or if you know someone who is struggling, right? Who is struggling, please share this information with them also. So the flyer is right on my page. It is tonight at 7 p.m. It's on Zoom, and the Zoom link is right there on the flyer. The Zoom link is on the flyer. Tonight, 7 p.m., Holiday Blues. So please join me. All right. on Monday. Oh, you know what? Let me not skip to Monday yet. So you know tomorrow is Saturday. And so you know tomorrow there's no sip like this. On Saturdays, I usually do the 30-day mental diet or something. But you know, 30-day mental diet class ended on last Saturday. It was wonderful. Shout out to all my 30-day mental diet folks. We had a wonderful time in the spiritual book club with Rev Melissa. It was great. It was great. So tomorrow, I'll just be working on the podcast. So I will be dropping a new episode in the podcast. So be on the lookout for that. You can check out the affirmative prayer series on the podcast right now. All 6 episodes are there, walking you through the 5 steps of spiritual mind treatment, right? Prayer is scientific. It is an art form. So it's a particular way in which you pray, right? And whatever way you pray is just fine with me. I'm just offering another tool in your tool chest for prayer. All right, so check out the podcast Sip with Rev Melissa. It's playing on most of your podcast platforms. Anchor, Spotify, iTunes. So check it out. Check it out. All right, so y'all know I shared that I have a goal. I have a new goal, y'all, of 500 followers. 500 followers on my Instagram and on my Facebook page, I Am Rev Melissa. So if you have not followed me yet on Instagram, please follow me on Instagram, I Am Rev Melissa. Please like me. It sounds so weird to say that, right? But please like me on I Am Rev Melissa on Facebook, and please follow me on Instagram also, all right? Because by January 31st, I'm going to stand right here on SIP and say, yes, we got at least 500 followers on Instagram and Facebook. So please share that with your friends and your circle and just tell them, go on over there to Instagram and follow I Am Rev Melissa and on Facebook. I certainly would appreciate it. And the reason why, because someone sent me a text asking me why, because they know that I'm not really, I'm like, whatever, But the reason why is because other things, there's other platforms, other opportunities, and things are so, the way that the world is moving now, right? Everything is online, And so people make these assessments about you based on how many followers you have. Right? So I'm like, okay, that's what part of this is. That's what part of this is. So that's the why. That's the why. So I appreciate the support. All right. Please go to my website, iamrevmelissa.com, and put in your email information so that I can stay in touch with you about the coming things. Stuff is happening in 2021, and I want to keep you in the loop. So I would appreciate that so much. And then lastly, I just want to give a shout out today. I want to give a shout out today to Project Love Strong. Tomorrow is their Hoodies for the Homeless event. It's a huge event in Nashville, Tennessee. So they will be giving out all kinds of wonderfulness to the unhoused. They're going to have a shower truck for people who want to take showers. They're going to have food and hoodies and socks, all kinds of wonderful things. And so you know that the Congregation of Joy has been involved in this wonderful event of service, right? Through the hero hoodies created by my soul brother Sekou Rice. And now I'm claiming her too. Jay White, the founder of Project Love Strong. She's a native New Yorker and she's a Libra. I should have known, right? So Jay White, just know that I am sending you all kind of love and positive vibes for tomorrow, that the event will be perfect in every way. I really wish I could be there. So the hero hoodies are showing out tomorrow. Sekou did a Facebook Live this morning giving an update. And so he shared that in total, between the hero hoodies and the gently used hoodies, there are 117 hoodies. Ain't that something? That's fabulous. And out of the 117, there are 65 hero hoodies. And 18 of those 65 is from the Congregation of Joy. Yes, yes, yes. So we are up there. We are being counted. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And then the other 52 are the gently used hoodies. So Sekou also shared that 30 of the hoodies are in transit. So they're going to bank that for next year because this is now a year-round event. The Hero hoodie is a year-round event. So there's going to be 35 Hero hoodies on site tomorrow. You know I got to hold it up because now it's a year-round event. So you could get it year-round. You could get it year-round. And we know that HERO stands for Helping Everyone Reach Optimism. And then we did our HERO series. And in our HERO series, HERO is high emotion, radiates, overflow. And with 117 hoodies altogether, I will count that as overflow. I will count that as overflow. Remember, this started out with 10 hoodies. I just want 10 hoodies is what Sekou wanted, right? And then we got the Congregation of Joy. We got all fired up. We got all fired up. And what happened? We got team leaders now. We got team leaders, but I will always be the first team leader. The Congregation of Joy will always be the first team. Yes, because I told you I got a little competition. I wonder if that's a shadow competition. Right? But I want to shout out the other teams because it takes a community of love, a community of this vibration, right? This vibration of overflow to give back and to be of service, right? And so the helpful homies, I shout out to you, Lenora, for holding it down in Memphis, girl. To the Army Jones out in Philly, Ayana and Trina, yes, holding it down in Philly. First Baptist Church, Capitol Hill, in Nashville, Tennessee, which is Sekou's mom's home base. Yes, holding it down, and they're doing some other wonderful things that Sekou's going to share. So, yes, we are in the overflow. We are in the overflow. And I also want to shout out Leah. Sekou shared that Leah is helping him with logistics and everything that needs to happen around the Hero hoodies and the rest of the hoodies for tomorrow. So this is wonderful. You see what we can do when we are of one mind. We are of one mind and we know that we are able, that we have everything that we need. Nothing is missing. Nothing is missing. If this happened with the Hero hoodies, it can happen with your story about what it is that you want. It can happen with your quality. Just focus on the feeling tone and you will attract that which is of that feeling tone. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. This or something better. This or something better. So we are all about the feeling tone. All about the feeling tone. It's not about the thing. Please, you'll hear me. It ain't about the thing. It's about the feeling tone. It's about the feeling tone. So let's attract that which we are, which is whole, which is wonderful, which is beautiful, which is love, which is joy, which is peace, which is harmony, which is confidence, which is abundance, which is bliss, which is generosity, which is connection. Whatever it is for you, be that. And you will attract it to you more and more in the overflow. In the overflow. All right, y'all. All right. So you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I will be back on Sunday for our Sunday in Praise at 10:30. And on Monday, you'll take some naps over the weekend if you need to, because on Monday, we will be meditating with the moon at 4 a.m. And it's a new moon, and we're going to do some shadow work on Monday at 4 a.m. So Get your shadow ready because we're going to do some work with it and we're going to have a good time. So I'll see you Sunday, 10:30. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you all for being here with me today. I so appreciate your presence. Work on your story, your vision board, your storyboard. Yes, Heike said competition with yourself to reach higher and expand further. Doesn't sound like shadow to me. All right, Heike. All right. I love it. I love it. Yeah, it's all cooperation. I'm just cooperating. Yes? Okay. So you all, peace and blessings, peace and justice. We are living life in joy, connected to our yes.